If you are thinking about visiting one of the Barcelo Maya resorts, or maybe you've already booked and you're looking for more information on this massive property, then this is the video for you. We just got back from a week-long stay and there's so much in this resort complex to be prepared for. I'm going to do my best to explain the differences between the properties, and I'll tell you what you need to know before visiting. There are 6 different hotels in the Barcelo Maya complex. If you book at Beach, Caribe, Colonial, or Tropical, you will have access to all 4 of these properties. These are the 4 right in the middle of the complex, and you may hear them called the middle 4. So this means that you can go between them to eat and drink, use the pools and facilities. If you book at the Palace, you have access to 5 properties, the Palace and the middle 4. If you are booked at the Riviera, this is the adults only property, you have access to all 6 hotels. The style of the hotels vary. You'll find that the middle 4 are somewhat similar. Beach and Caribe are sister properties and look very similar, and Colonial and Tropical are also sister properties and quite similar. These 4 feel very much like you are in a tropical resort. The bright colors and landscaping make them feel like you are in Mexico. The Palace has the same sort of feeling with the bright colors and the landscaping, but with a bit more elegance and feels a little more grand. The Riviera has a completely different feel to it. It is the newest property in the complex and is very modern. It has a very different aesthetic with a white color scheme. How do you get around such a large complex? There are a few ways that you can do this. You could just walk through the walkways inside of the hotels. They all interconnect. There's also a walkway along the beach that takes you all the way across. If you are able to walk, I do highly recommend that you walk the length of the complex at least once. This will allow you to see the other resorts along with their pools and beach areas. You might find one that you want to hang out at. Walking along this path also takes you to the Dolphinarium, the pier, the water activities area, and the Riviera Maya sign. Probably the most fun way to get around is by taking the double-decker bus. They pick up every 15 minutes and take you to all of the properties as well as the Maya Mall. You can even just ride the bus around a couple of times for fun. Just know that even with the double-decker bus, there's still going to be a lot of walking. So if you do have somebody in your group that has mobility issues or maybe a bit older, you can go to guest services. They work with Playa Mobility and you can rent a scooter and have it delivered direct to the resort. When you are booking, you might notice that there is an option for premium rooms. Now, what does the premium room get you? So first of all, you do get a better room. Those are usually closer to the pools or the beach. You get top shelf alcohol, get unlimited a la carte restaurants, free room service, 40% off at the spa, and you get access daily to the hydrotherapy circuit at the spa. So as you're booking, you'll just have to look at the cost difference and see if it's worth it for you to have those extra amenities. Let's talk about the beach and what you can expect. The beach areas are different in front of each hotel. So at the Riviera, there are some big rocks in the water. You can swim in there, but you will have to avoid the rocks. In front of beach, there was a very gravelly entry, but once you got in a little bit, it was a very soft and sandy bottom. I also felt like the water was a bit calmer in this section, but not a very pretty watercolor. So there were too many rocks in front of the Caribe to go swimming really, so I would walk next door to beach or to Colonial in the other direction. The beach at Colonial or Tropical had a lot of soft sand as you're entering, making it very good for small kids who are just wading in the water. But once you make your way in, you are going to find some very large rocks. Some of them are sticking up quite a bit. But then once you're further out, there are flatter rocks that you can stand on, and there is soft sand. So in front of Palace, you're going to find some more large rocks upon entry, but this is also where you're going to find the best snorkeling. So if you find the jaguar statue in front of Palace and head straight out, you might see some sea turtles. And if you swim closer to the end of the Palace beach, you will find some coral and a lot of fish. There were several volleyball nets on the beach, and also if you head towards the pier and go to the water activities area, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do and rent. Some of them are free, some of them do have an additional cost. So for example, if you didn't bring a snorkel with you, you can put a $20 deposit down. It has to be cash, but you can use a snorkel for 1 hour. They also have free catamaran rides. You just have to sign up, go down at 9 o'clock in the morning to sign up for that day, and they will actually have a guide take you out on the catamaran ride. You can have one with 3 people or one up to 5 people. There are kayaks that you can use for free, windsurfing equipment also for free, a giant tricycle that is also free. You can take a banana boat ride and that's $25 a person. They have jet skis available for $72 for half an hour, and they also had scuba, but I'm not sure of the cost of scuba. The only ones I took advantage of were the snorkeling. I would have liked to use it for more than an hour, but you are only permitted an hour a day, so I do recommend if you have snorkels, bring them from home. Also, they do sell them in the Maya Mall and in the Plaza Mexicana marketplace. We did also take a catamaran ride with a guide. They will let you do it without a guide if you are experienced in sailing, but we needed a guide, and if you are going to go, be sure to take some money to tip them because they are very helpful. During our stay, we had no problem finding lounge chairs by the beach. We would go out there sometimes after 11 a.m. and we still were able to find chairs. Now we had a larger group, so sometimes we would go and grab an empty chair and pull it in with our other chairs, but it was easy enough to do. Now there is shade around. They have large palm trees. Just note that the shade will move obviously because of the time of the day and the location of the sun. One thing that you will not find here is drink service on the beach. So if you want to enjoy some beverages while you're sitting on the beach, you do have to get up and go to the bar to get your drink. They will clean up the cups. You'll see somebody walking around with a basket, and they're just there to clean up your empty drink cups. But you will not find waiters on the beach offering you drinks. The pools here are just enormous and they're great. They have a little something for everybody. We were staying at the Caribe, and that's where we ended up being at the pool most days. And near the bar area, that's where they had some music playing, and they would do all of the activities like the aerobics, the little dancing, the bingo. They would do all the activities over by the bar. But on the opposite side, it was very quiet and calm. There were shade structures around, so if you wanted to get a little shade, you could sit there. And they also had hammocks for you to lay in. Each pool area has a little small children's play area, and they kind of varied. Where we were staying at the Caribe, it was very intentionally for small children. But if we walked right next door to the Colonial, they had some bigger slides for the kids, and that's all included. There are no costs to use those slides. But so there is a variety for different age groups. You'll also notice that there were a couple of lap pools. So over by the beach area, and then another one over by the Tropical Colonial area, you will find lap pools, so if you want to get your swimming exercise in, you could go there. There are also a couple of small adults only pools, one at Beach and one at Palace. I only saw the one at Beach, but we walked through a little bit. They had some Bali beds set up there, so I went and asked, and it was only $10 to rent the Bali bed for the entire day. Very quiet over there, secluded, a great little getaway if you want to not be around all of the children. Of course, if you're staying at the Riviera, the adults-only hotel, there will be no children around, but those pools have a completely different look and feel to them. They are more of a clean lines, a square look. They do have a little bit of an infinity pool area there where you can just kind of look over into the ocean. You have one pool that is kind of the party pool and another pool that is your quiet pool, but just the look and the feel overall in the Riviera section is much different than the rest of the hotels. Unlike the beach, you do have drink service at the pools. So you'll have waiters coming around and taking your drink orders and delivering them to you. So you do not have to get up from your lounge chair at the pool to go grab your drink. And all of the pool bars do have swim-up bars, so you can just go sit down if you like. On this trip, we stayed at the Caribe in a superior room, which is your basic room. This is definitely not a 5-star hotel, and I had my expectations set accordingly. As you can see, the room is dated, but it was clean and comfortable. We had 3 adults in our room, and we found the storage to be sufficient. The bathroom was fine, the shower had great pressure and good hot water. They did have a lot of toiletries that they provided, but there was no body lotion, and they also didn't provide washcloths. The only complaint that I really had about the room is that there is no fan in the bathroom, and when you shower, it really steams up the whole room. But overall, the room was just fine. In looking at video and pictures of other middle 4 hotels, they will be somewhat similar. The Palace still has that fun Mexican look, but a little less dated feeling. On our previous stay at Barcelo, we stayed in the Riviera, the adults-only hotel. And these rooms were really nice. The bed was the largest size bed I've ever slept in it. I think it's called a Super King. The furnishings were modern and new, and the bathroom felt very luxurious and updated. And the bonus was having the hot tub on the balcony. One tip for you about the rooms: if you open your patio door, the air conditioner will turn off. So if you want your AC to be running, be sure to have your patio door closed. Let's talk about what to expect for food while you're visiting. So for your breakfast, that's always going to be at the buffet. Each of the hotels has its own buffet. Palace actually has 2 different buffets. They are right across from each other. I have seen so many mixed reviews about the buffets at this hotel complex, and one thing I want to set straight is that you will find food that you like. I've heard comments ranging from they are over the top ecstatic about the food options to, oh my god, this is the worst buffet I've ever had. Now, I will put your mind at ease. I always found something to eat. Everybody in our large group of 23 people always found something to eat, and we're happy with the food. So breakfast is going to be from 7 to 10:30 in the buffet. But remember, if you want to visit another hotel's buffet, you can do that as well, as long as you have the proper access. Then from 10:30 to 6:30, you can visit the grills. So there are grills at every single one of the inner 4 and the Palace Resort. So these are beachside grills, so you can just head from the pool or from the beach and go inside. There is no real dress code, but you do have to wear a cover-up over your swimsuit. The grills are open from 10:30 to 6:30, but lunch is served from 12:30 to 3:30. So outside of those hours, it's more like a snack bar. But I will say that we came here after the buffet breakfast hours and came around 10:30, 10:45 when they first opened, and they did have some breakfast items available. So it wasn't a full spread, but they had food available. So if you missed your breakfast, you can head over to the grill. Now dinners, you have options. So they do have the buffet open from 6:30 to 10, but you might also want to eat at the a la cartes. If you are staying at one of the middle 4 resorts and you are not premium, you are going to be limited to the number of a la carte nights that you have. So we were staying for 7 nights and we had 4 nights that we could eat at an a la carte restaurant. Now in all cases, you do have to go to guest services to make reservations for the a la carte restaurants. And again, if you are in the middle 4, you can eat at any of the restaurants in the middle 4. You can actually pay extra money to eat at either the Palace or at the adults only. So you can pay $20 more to eat at Palace or $30 more to eat at the adults only, and that is per person. I found that the a la cartes that we had availability to were just fine. The 4 a la cartes that we ate at were Mexico Lindo. That was a Mexican restaurant, and they had a mariachi come through and play, and honestly, they were fantastic. So if you're going to eat there, make sure they play a song for you and give them a tip. We ate at La Trattoria, the Italian restaurant. And we ate at La Fuente. This is Spanish food. And all of these were very good, but I think that our favorite was Tokyo. This was the Japanese teppanyaki place. They really put on a great show and the food was delicious. I would highly recommend that you go to guest services to make your restaurant reservations as soon as possible. That way you can get into the restaurants that you want to eat at and hopefully at your preferred time. Another very important note is that the a la carte restaurants require that men wear long pants. Kids, it's fine to wear shorts, but men must wear long pants. So if you don't bring any with you, don't worry about it. They will give you some loaner pants, but they are going to be ugly. So I do recommend that men bring a pair of pants. One thing to note is that the Riviera Adults Only Hotel, their buffet is not normally open for dinner. So if you want a buffet for dinner, you just don't feel like having an a la carte night, you can go to one of the other hotels, maybe take the bus over and eat in one of their buffets. If you are hungry late night or before the breakfast buffet opens, you can go to Strikers, that's the bowling alley. They have 24/7 snacks. As far as bars are concerned, each hotel has its own lobby bar, and of course there are the pool bars. The Strikers bowling alley has a bar, and the Jaguar nightclub has a bar as well. We enjoyed walking around to other lobbies just to check out what their lobby bars look like, and some of them were different. So at the Caribe, it was sort of an outdoor type of bar, but over at Colonial, it was an indoor bar with nice air conditioning, and it felt very lounge-like. And the bar you're seeing here is the Bahia Bar at the Adults Only Hotel. If you walk along the beach towards the Riviera Adults Only Hotel, you'll find this little hut that sells these pineapple and coconut drinks. Do expect to pay about $10. They're not included. We went with a very large group of 23 people, and the reason that I chose this resort complex to stay at was for all of the activities. They have things for people of all different ages. So let's talk about some of the activities that are offered here at Barcelo. So around the pool areas, you're going to see some basketball courts, pickleball, ping pong tables in different areas. Then you have Strikers. Strikers is right inside of the Maya Mall, and it has a lot to offer. There's an area where you can watch sports. It's sort of like stadium seating. They kind of go up, but very comfortable. They do have drink service out there, so they will come and bring drinks to you. Pool tables are there, available for $8 per the table for an hour. Right outside of Strikers is the mini golf, so that is free before 7 o'clock, and after 7 o'clock it's $10 per person. Bowling is available at $15 a person. There is an arcade there. You just pay for tokens. And just to note, if you're paying for anything there at Strikers, you can use your Apple Pay. It worked just fine. So outside, in between the Caribe and the Colonial, you'll find the Pirates Water Park and the Flow Rider. So to get into the Pirates Water Park, it's $20 per person. And that does include the use of the Flow Rider. That's the surf machine. But if you want to take a surf lesson, you will have to pay $15 for an hour lesson. There is a small casino at the Maya Mall. They have blackjack, roulette, slot machines, but they are old machines. We didn't play in there. They have an escape room that's $15 a person. There's a carousel in the Maya Mall. That is $3 a person. Jaguar's nightclub, that is free to use, so you can go on in there and hang out at the nightclub and have some drinks. There are go-karts that you can drive, and that is $15 a person. They have Club Barcelo, which is the kids club, that is free to use. And of course they have the dolphinarium. So they do have free dolphin shows, but you can also pay to swim with the dolphins. So there is a lot of shopping here at Barcelo. And at first you're going to have the Maya Mall. These have kind of shops like jewelry stores or some clothing stores, different types of things that you can go and buy there. But then right on the other side of the Maya Mall, going towards Colonial from Caribe, you're going to find the Plaza Mexicana. Now this is kind of your traditional Mexican marketplace. So you can go, there'll be a lot of different vendors set up, selling different things from clothing to souvenirs, jewelry. But you're gonna find a wide variety of things here to purchase. And the one thing that you need to know before going here is that you should negotiate your price. Don't take whatever they tell you at face value. Bring that cost down. It's going to be very expensive at first if you just pay whatever they say the price is. But no, here they will bargain with you. So Find a cost that you feel comfortable with and try to get them down to that cost. In between Caribe and Colonial, you will find the Your Spa and the fitness center. So the spa does have the hydrotherapy circuit, so if you are a premium, you can use that once per day. The fitness center is in the same building as the spa, and it is just large and beautiful, a great place to get your workout in. They have production shows across 3 different theaters at the complex. So they have one theater in between Beach and Caribe, one between Colonial and Tropical, and one at the Palace. The shows rotate, so if you miss one, you may still be able to see it at another theater. Most of them start at 9 or 9:30 p.m., but you can see guest services and they will give you the schedule. If you're staying at the adults only hotel, they have a DJ near the lobby and musicians will come and play. Also, you'll have musicians that come into the other lobbies as well. And one night at the Maya Mall, one of the show acts, Il Divo, performed a few songs there. I hope you found this video helpful. If you do have dates booked, drop a comment and let us know when you're going and what property you're staying at. And if you've been to Barcelo before, let us know what you thought of it. Now, we have been to other properties in Cancun and the Riviera Maya, and I would say that this one is one of our favorites, so be sure to check that video out. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.